Welcome to the Old Mississippi Sound House. How y'all doing today?
We good, we good, we good. We in here, we good, we live.
Man,
Yo, Al, you good?
Yeah, you already know,
We
man.
good, we good.
Rumble time.
all right. Tell the people who you are and a little bit about yourself.
All right, so my name is Kay, aka Drickster. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in Bed-Stuy, same spot as Biggie. Basically, I do music. I was doing music for like since I had to be about a good probably good 15 years now. So like I've just been grinding and working hard towards it, and I'll give it to Al, let him speak, see what he's going.
Yeah, what's going on? So I'm from St. Peters, Missouri. I've been doing music for years. We've been doing it for a long time, and so we created a record label, and we just got it on from there.
So, how did you guys meet each other?
So we actually met each other through doing music. I sent them a track years ago, and the song was called "Take Off," and a lot of stuff was going on. I had stopped originally for a while, and then I got back into doing music. And but when I stopped, I took like probably a 3 year break of just doing music. And then when the pandemic first hit, he had hollered at me and was like, "Yo, man, I could get in the studio and do this Takeoff verse." I said, "Okay, cool." So he went and laid down the Takeoff verse, and then from there, he's like, "Man, we should shoot a music video to it." So we shot a music video to it, and he flew out here. That's when I first met him, and
Man, you came all the way out from New York for the video.
yeah,
That's love.
buddy. So that's
Love.
mad love. That's my A1 from day one. So yeah.
That's love. So what influenced you to start doing music, or why did you start doing music?
So actually, I was influenced at a young age back in the tape deck era. So my first hip hop album was Will Smith Big Willie style, and it's funny because I could literally listen to that full album and word for word, play it, and I had it on a tape deck, and so when I actually listened to it, I was like, man, this is awesome. I need to figure out, how I could start rapping and stuff. And I was a kid back then, so it came to middle school. I was writing poems and stuff, and I actually won I was first place in one of the best poems in my middle school. And so from there, I ended up listening to a lot of different artists like, Outkast, Eminem, 50 Cent and stuff. And so that's when I was like, man, I want to really try to pursue this. And
So, how old are you?
I am 33 years old.
33. See, because I can relate to that in a lot of ways. My first one was a Nate Dogg, Warren G cassette tape.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regulators.
Yeah.
So for me, it was actually my older sister. My dad got us some stuff for Christmas, and my dad, shout out Pops, in and out of
Yeah.
prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never had anything for Christmas for us or none of that.
Yeah.
So he gave me a Ninja Turtle that year. I'll never forget it. He gave me a Ninja Turtle, and he gave my sister a Nate Dogg and Warren G cassette tape. She didn't listen to rap. She listened to like Green Day. So
okay.
she instantly tossed the tape. And I remember I had like a little Walkman. So I got the Walkman, I put the tape in, and I heard that, and it was over.
It was
So I relate to that in a big way. What about you? What got you into music? Well, I mean, besides that you from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
All right. So honestly, what got me into music was my mom, because she was teaching me at a young age of, all mothers teach kids how to like rhyme words and stuff, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand what was rhyming words. So she used to be like, cat, hat, and Dr. Seuss books and
Yeah.
back. And then I started getting into the wordplay. Then it opened up my mind, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's how it's done, like cat, hat. And then I started listening to, like, my first person I listened to the most was 50. Like he was the first person I listened to the record called How to Ride. Woo! Yo, I didn't even know, like, I didn't know much about like how rap was, but I knew the people he was talking about. Like I was like, oh man, it's just fire. So from there, it just sparked something in me. Like, so now I'm like, oh man, I gotta get it. So that's what actually motivated me. Like my mom's was actually the first person, because she put me to like, this is how you rhyme words together, and I didn't know how to rhyme words. Like I'm a
Right.
special ed kid, so I'm a bit slow. So like,
Yeah.
So like,
Hey, what does Millie say? Millie say, "Sped life." He got it tattooed on his knuckles. You know, hey, it is what it is. I'm the same way. Like I went to alternative school. I got kicked out of school at an early age. You know, and I went to alternative school as well. So I feel that. Who would you say some of your influences are? Now I know you from New York, so I could probably guess them. But go ahead, and let the people know. You know.
All right. So my first influence is 50 Cent, of course, but Biggie, Cassidy, Big Pun, and I'll go with Nas.
See, I like that you threw out Big Pun. A lot of people sleep on Big Pun.
I be telling El, his wordplay was crazy.
I can go like, little brown hairs everywhere. You nasty player. I don't care.
Hit you with the big gun, with the big one.
Yeah.
Yo, Pun nasty. Yo, R.P. the Pun, yo. I got to meet his kids, so like that's definitely fire.
Yeah. What about you? Who would you say some of your influences are?
I would definitely say Outkast is a big influence. I listen to them heavily. Jadakiss.
Now, do you listen to more Big Boy or you Andre or both?
I listen to them both, but
because there's a different style there.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like Andre's funky. You know what I'm saying? Where Big Boy's more kind of straightforward.
Yeah, I would
Southern
definitely
hip-hop.
say Andre 3000 is great in his own. Like in his own lane, you know, one of the best storytellers, and I tell this to people all the time, and people will be like, Andre 3000. I say, go check out some of his music. Even like, he hasn't even legitimately had a solo album per se, but like I said, they did the Love Below, and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And you could just listen to his storytelling. It's just out of this planet world great. So Jadakiss is another person that I'm a big influence. I love Jadakiss. I would definitely say Eminem, 50 Cent, Nas. I was a big Nas fan for the longest time. So.
Yeah, I fuck with Jadakiss heavy. Me right now, I listen to a lot of Millies. I don't know if you guys listen to Millies.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to a lot of Millies. Jada signed him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If Jadakiss signs you, you gotta be a lyricist.
Yeah, you gotta be on point. Definitely.
Yeah. So I rock with that. So how do you guys feel about the state of hip hop and where it's going and how it's going right now?
So I would say the state of hip hop. I would say like, especially in today's climate, it's basically all gimmicks. It's like, you know, they don't care about building artists up. They just care about your numbers. And I think like numbers to me, it's like, yeah, you might have those numbers, but that don't make you great.
A lot of it's fake too.
Yeah. A lot of it is fictitious. You know, a lot of people, they boosting their numbers up. And so I always tell people that all the time. It's like, I don't care about the numbers. I want to hear what you spitting, what you rapping. So I would definitely say the state of hip hop is like, in today's climate, it's just crazy because you don't even have to have the talent. You just, you just boost your numbers.
And I felt that way for a long time, but I feel like it's turning right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me personally, I feel like it's turning because you do got artists like Millie's making noise and these other really lyrical artists, you know what I'm saying, making noise. Because for a long time, it was more about a dope beat.
Yeah,
it is how I felt. Like there was no lyrics to it really. You know what I'm saying? They was rapping about, you know, whatever it may be. And now it's starting to turn a little more towards the lyricist side, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's slow, you know, because you still get these young kids. These young kids just want to turn up. Yeah. And that's what we forget sometimes is that they don't give a shit.
I agree. I think they, you know, and a lot of times, like I said, a lot of the lyricists go over their heads because, you know, as you said, you know, they don't care about all that. They just care about turning up. And I think, like I said, you know, with social media being so readily available in everybody's faces, it creates this image of like, oh man, money, oh man, fame. And you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of them aren't even doing it because they enjoy it or love it. They're doing it because they want the money or they want the clout.
Right.
So it's, I think especially.
Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword with social media. So in one way it helps artists, right? Because like you can get out there easier. You know what I'm saying? You can reach a million people in one click, right? So that's a good thing. But then also it saturates the market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more people out there
Yeah.
rapping nowadays or doing music in general. And it's a good and a bad thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people don't even, you know, they forget about the other part of it. Music business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They forget about that business word.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that whole end of it. Because you could be the most talented artist in the world. If you don't know the business behind it,
Yeah. It's a wrap. Yeah.
it's a wrap. You know, you'll go stagnant real quick.
Yeah.
Because the thing is marketing, promoting, all that goes hand in hand with each other, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your top 5 greatest artists? Like if you, I'm gonna go straight to it. I want the top 5 for you, and then we're gonna do the top 5 for you.
Okay, cool. So I would say my top 5, I definitely got to put Andre 3000 at number 1. My favorite. Definitely a dope artist. I would
I
definitely
see him racking his brain already. Like,
Yeah, he's looking like, hold on a second. He's sweating bullets in this mug. But I would say my number 2, I would definitely have to put Jadakiss up there. I have to put Jadakiss up there. It's definitely my favorite. Second coming in. I would say my third. Oh, that's a tough one. I would say my third would probably be, I would say Nas. I'm a big Nas fan. I've been a big Nas fan. I think he's definitely dope. I would say my fourth would definitely be Eminem. I definitely think Eminem has definitely, he's definitely got the talent, the wordplay, and all that. And then my fifth, man, you know I love 50 Cent, so you know I got to go with 50. 50, there was never been a wave like him, and I don't think we'll ever see a wave like him again. And I think he's highly slept on, you know. So 50 would definitely be my number 5 for sure.
What about yourself? I'm gonna guess. Can I guess a couple of them?
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, fifth. 50
Fifth is
gonna be number one. Yeah. Okay,
number
go
one.
from
You're
there.
absolutely right. Fifth is number 1. And because, like Al said, like he had a major impact. Like,
Oh yeah.
I
I
felt
had
like
the sneakers.
when he
You know
came
what I'm
out, when he came out, I felt like time stopped. Like, yo, I was like, oh shit, like he was ending people's career. People were scared of it. I never seen nothing like that. Not even when
People
Wayne
died
came out.
over it.
Not even when Wayne came out, I seen the movement like that. So I was like, fifth is number 1. My number 2 is definitely Biggie. Because, again, like that whole him and Pop had raised the whole coast beef. Like just 2 artists. Like, I never in history, never like, and then the ill thing about Big is that he just came out of like nowhere. One record, that Juicy record just was going against what? Like, so then, like, that's why I would choose Big as my number 2. My number 3, another New York artist, is Pun. I like Pun because his wordplay. Pun highly slept on, but I feel like his wordplay was very crazy. Like, he dead in the middle with
I think a lot of people slept on Pun just because his time was so short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He came in and then he was gone. You know, due to health reasons, of course. He was a big boy.
Yeah, he did. I don't know, right? But I also felt like at the time when he was out, hip hop was like more black than anything. In the '90s, it was more black. Now it was
Puerto
everybody,
Rican.
but it was more black.
Was he Puerto Rican or
Yeah,
Cuban?
Puerto Rican. Yeah,
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, so he was more. So nobody was like, you ain't. Yeah, it was more.
Yeah.
So they kind of like shelved him. Like same thing they were doing with M at first when he first came out. They like kind of like, oh, you a white boy. Nobody want to hear you. Vanilla Ice, you know, like, you know that.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem too. Is you had people like Vanilla Ice coming out. You know what I'm saying? Who really wasn't from the culture or about the culture. You know, perpetrating the culture, and that's a big no-no. You know.
Yeah. My other one would have to be underdog again, Cassidy from Philly. Cassidy's. A lot of people sleep on Cassidy's flow. Look, I don't care what nobody say. That man can rap his ass. He can't even make records, but he can literally. That's what he do. When he tell people I'm gonna bar you to death, That's exactly what he do. He bars you to death. He don't go make a song for you to bop to. He bars you to death. So I gotta give it to Cass for number 4. And then like my number 5 favorite, I'm gonna go with J. Cole.
J. Cole.
My favorite was J. Cole. Like, J. Cole is sick. And he been doing it for a long time. So shout out to North Carolina with that J. Cole. Like, he's fire. Fayetteville, like he's definitely fire. I gotta give it to J. Cole on that one. Most definitely.
So, you guys met, and like you said, you just met on the internet. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you guys didn't know each other at all. You guys didn't know each other at all, and just kind of linked up and collabed.
No, yeah.
So how long have you guys been rocking?
Man, we've been rocking for years. It's been, what, 11 or 12 years. And I remember, and it was crazy because I remember this like it was yesterday. So I remember he had sent me a message. He's like, yo, check out this song. And I will never forget it because I heard it and I instantly was like, this guy's my best friend. It was crazy. So he did a song back years ago called In My Hood. And I remember he sent it to my inbox and I was like, let me check this out. I checked it out and I listened to the full thing. I said, this dude's my best friend. I said, I've never met him a day in my life, but I said, I knew this dude was my best friend. And so from there, you know, like we was kind of talking and stuff and I was kind of showing him my music. He was showing me his music. And then, you know, we were like, well, what other stuff do you do? And he's like, oh, I play video games. Oh, okay. So then we started playing some video games and stuff. And, you know, after that, you know, we kept in touch. Even though, like, we stopped doing music and kind of picked it back up, we stayed in touch. And like I said, you know, from there, it was a wrap.
It was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have been doing music together. How many songs would you guys got together?
Man,
Too many?
Ooh, I would say, let's see here. We did Takeoff. That was years ago. We got My Time. We got Nightmare that's coming out soon, so y'all be ready for that. October, okay. It's a wrap. I would say, let's see. So we got that one. Then what's that other joint that we did?
So you guys are more like separate artists than a group, though. You know what I'm saying? But you combine together.
I wouldn't say that we're set like because like I say, he's all the way from New York and I'm all the way here. So we still a team. But right. Like I said, you know, like.
Well, I'm just saying, like for example, like you guys still do your own music, though, too.
Yeah, but we highly support each other
right,
as far as that
course,
goes. But yeah,
of course.
Yeah, but like but we still a team. Like I said, we went into business together. We got Mystic Owl Records and Promotions. So yeah, we went into business together and been doing that ever since. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Especially because you guys didn't even really know each other or grow up around each other. Most time when business partners come together, they've known each other for a while, or you know what I'm saying? So the fact that you guys can just meet and vibe like that is awesome.
Jumping out on good faith. That's another stepping out on good faith. Like, everybody in this world ain't bad. And then, hell, I've been through a lot. So I was like, what can it hurt? Like,
yeah, sometimes it's all about taking that risk. You know, I tell my wife all the time, you know, if you don't put yourself in those positions to fail, you also don't put yourself in those positions to win.
That's a fact. That's
you
a
know
fact.
what I'm saying?
100,
so
100.
So like what's the worst that can happen? You fail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather know that I tried and failed than not try at all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Playing the safety
because you're still failing at the end of the day if you don't try at all.
That's true.
You know, but I could win.
Yeah,
you could, exactly, right?
You know what I'm saying? I could win, and I'm gonna go in there playing the game like I'm trying to win.
That's a fact.
You know,
100.
So, I got a couple more questions for you here. Where can we find y'all music?
Oh.
He said,
So you can actually find our music. It's on all platforms. You can also, like I said, go over to Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias. Like I said, we also have a virtual business card, Mystic Owl Records and Promotions, where you can even scan the QR code and it'll take you to everything right then and there.
That's dope.
Like I said, we've done interviews with Blaze It Up Radio. Shout it up to Blaze It Up Radio. Shout out to Lens King. You know, he's shooting a lot of videos for us. And shout out to, like I said, he's shooting the Nightmare video, which we shooting tomorrow. Like I said, shout out to Chills Beats. Mad respect to him because he be making some of the illest beats.
I see him online a lot. Too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I guarantee one of the best producers. One of the
he's out of the St. Louis area.
Nah,
too, right?
he's out in Vegas.
He's out of
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah.
See, I don't know how I see his stuff. Then it must be because we're friends.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
because I know
I
I be sharing his stuff heavily. I've got him on the virtual business card as well. Like I said, one of the best producers, hands down, that I've ever worked with. Very humble, and I don't know anybody that makes beats. Like I don't know anybody who makes even top tier beats like he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this dude will send me over 20 snippets of beats and be like, yo, man, check this out. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? And I mean, he sends me like 20 beats a day. And I'm like, bro, how are you even having the time? So shout out Chill's Beats. Shout out Lens King. Shout out Jason Welch, man. Shout out to everybody that's a part of this circle, you know. So definitely.
So for your distribution, do you go through like a United Masters, DistroKid?
Yeah, we're going through DistroKid.
DistroKid,
Yeah.
that's dope. A lot of people, you know, they pick and choose different ones. I think they're pretty much all the same. Even I'm not really sure the difference between the two.
Yeah, I think United Masters. We because we did a lot of research on that because, like I said, we started out as SoundCloud rappers years ago, and so
I'm Reverb Nation.
Man, you know what?
Before SoundCloud.
We got Reverb Nation as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, we started that, and then you know, when we got back into doing music and started our record label and stuff, we kind of was in a situation where like, well, if we're gonna do this, let's take it more serious and figure out how we can get on more platforms and stuff, these streaming services and stuff. And so we was like, hey man, let's you know, look for a distributor. We ran into we was looking at United Masters, but I think they had something where it was like you don't get to keep 100% of your royalties. It was like you get a percentage taken off or something like that. So we ended up going through DistroKid. I mean, I've got no complaints with it. So shout out DistroKid as well.
Hey, you know, anything to really get your music out there nowadays. Because like I said, you know, when I first started doing music, there wasn't platforms like that. I was still rocking the MySpace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was rocking the MySpace. I had Reverb Nation. I remember when I got to like top 10 in the St. Louis area on Reverb Nation.
Oh,
I thought I was lit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought I was lit. I was like, oh. You know, and granted, it was just because I did a lot online. I'd be online. I'd be in these different groups. Right. And my wife now, she was my girlfriend then. My wife, shout out to her because she was the promoter. She be in all these different artist groups, you know, and she's a pretty blonde. And she'd be like, hey, go like our page, go listen to our stuff. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, I used to give her the mixtapes to sell. Like when we go out to the club, give her the mixtapes. She gonna sell them. But yeah, so back to the interview. Did you guys ever do shows like that? Have you guys ever did any like big shows?
We did. We did some shows. We did some shows out in St. Peters, Missouri. We did some shows. And I did some shows out there in New York.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely also got shows coming up as well.
You got shows coming up as well. What does the future look like for y'all? Y'all got any projects dropping?
Yeah, so like I said, me and Drixter, we got Nightmare dropping. October 31st, we're shooting the music video tomorrow, so be ready for that. Like I said, I just did, we got Anybody. Drix is dropping Anybody. That's going to be a dope joint. Shout out to Drixter on that one. I've already heard it. It's a dope joint. I told him it's definitely a solid classic. I just actually recently dropped a single with 5'9" Kane called Stand on that.
Shout out to 5'9"
Yeah,
Kane.
Shout out 5'9" Kane, man.
A lot of people don't know, but 5'9" Kane is one of the artists that like I worked with heavily. I got probably over 200 songs with 5'9" Kane.
That's dope. Yeah, shout out 5'9" Kane for real, because I'll tell you, I got that Stand on that feature from him, and we both killed it. It was a dope song.
Bar Baby, man.
Yeah.
I met him actually while I was still working my day job. And I just saw him. He was working his day job at the time. And I just saw him and was like, you look like a rapper. Let me give you my card. And that's how me and his relationship started. We started working together. We locked in. He used to come through the studio all the time.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a cold artist.
And
I don't even know how I stumbled across him, but one of my favorite songs that he did is In Too Deep. Man, that joint, I heard that joint. I was instantly, I was like, man, this guy's dope. And, I remember when I heard it, I was like, man, I would love to get a feature with him one day. And, you know, it didn't happen for a while. And then finally, you know, I got in contact with him and was like, yo, man, I got a joint I think you might like. I sent it over. And he's like, man, I love this joint. I got you. So that was a big stepping stone in my career, just because I was like, man, I got a feature from somebody that I was like, man, I didn't think I'd be able to get that feature. So shout out 5'9" Kane. One
thing I will say about 5'9" Kane, because he gets a lot of love and he gets a lot of hate. Mm-hmm. But he is super down to earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you really know him on a personal level, super down to earth, super good dude, big heart. That's why you can't step on it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
A lot of people with big hearts, man, you rub them the wrong way, it only takes one time.
Yep, that's a fact.
You know?
But yeah, shout out
man,
5'9" Kane.
Thank y'all for coming through to the old Mississippi Sound House, man.
No
you got
doubt.
anything you want to plug before we get off here?
Nah, man, I think this was dope, man.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming through, man.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all coming through, and hopefully we can work together sometime in the future.
Most definitely. I appreciate it. I would love that. Yeah, this ain't the last of me. Y'all gonna see me again. Y'all gonna see me again. All right.
I'm a nightmare, something they don't ever wanna see. Pick your favorite artist, better out-rap them faithfully. Wake their ass up if they sleeping on me. I'm a nightmare, something they don't ever wanna see. Pick your favorite artist, better out-rap them faithfully. Wake their ass up if they sleeping on me. I'm a nightmare, something they don't ever wanna see. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake them up. They looking down on me and